everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be reviewing a card deck that I've had for a couple of years now. I think it's been about 2 or 3. Today we're going to be reviewing Wisdom of the Golden Path by Toni Carmine Salerno. The front of the box looks like that, and it is a hard cardboard box. The box is bigger than the cards, so they will jostle around in there a little bit, but it won't damage your cards as far as I'm concerned. I haven't had any problems with it. The card deck itself is not gilded on the edges, and the corners are rounded. The back of the cards have a really pretty golden yellow lotus flower on the back, and lily pads. It's a really pretty deck. Glossy finish. The cards themselves have really pretty illustrations on them. They can be a little bit hard to understand because I am someone who reads the illustrations as well as the card itself, but sometimes these cards can just be kind of all over the place. There are cards like Listen to Your Heart. Very straightforward, pretty easy to understand. And then there's also cards like Rose Petals that are just not as easy to understand. So the cards are on the big side. I have really big hands for a woman, and it's hard for me to hold them because they are on the larger size of the cards. They measure to just over 3.5 inches wide and just under 5.5 inches tall. So it is a very big card deck. I think this is probably one of the biggest card decks I have at the moment. But it is a pretty nice deck if you just want to collect it for the pictures. It's really pretty. It is a very beautiful deck, but I think it's more beautiful than easy to use. The card deck guidebook is a paperback, and it is about the size of the box, which is bigger than the cards, and it has the same illustration on the front that it has on the front of the box. It has a couple card spreads in here. If you're not familiar with card spreads, you can find a couple of card spreads in here to use, and the cards are all listed in alphabetical order in the guidebook, which is very easy to find a quick card if you're trying to do reading and you have to find a card quickly to understand it more. It's easy to find it because it's all in alphabetical order, which I love. It is a 45 card deck, and so it's not on the huge side, but it's not on the small side. It's a really nice deck. I just have trouble reading it. I don't use it all the time. It's one of those decks where when you're using it, you kind of have to see the energy of the person you're reading and see if they would connect with it, because sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes it's just really hard for me to read, so I don't use it a lot. If I'm doing like an online reading or something, sometimes I'll use it because I'll have time to look at the description and really know what the card means, but in an in-person reading it is really hard because sometimes you have to go look at the guidebook. If you do want to use this card deck for reading in person, I recommend that you go through the deck, really memorize those cards, really get familiar with them, maybe have it the only deck that you use for a while just so that you're really familiar with the cards, because that will make it way easier to read if you're really familiar with what the cards mean and stuff like that. So if you are interested in this deck, I will list the link to it on Amazon down below, and I hope you guys are all having a great day. Bye.